Hey guys, it's Richard from Channel 23, ha ha ha, and this is a obvious Bats in My Belfry holiday movie review. So let's get it started. So, I saw a movie that I wanted to see more so than any movie this holiday season. Any movie. Can you guess what it is? Judging by the title, you should be able to, so. Yeah. Yes, I am reviewing Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes stars Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, Mark Strong, Rachel McAdams. It is directed by Ritchie. It's obviously an adaptation of more so the character of Sherlock Holmes. It treats Sherlock Holmes as if, like the comic book movies where they make movies with original stories using, the character mostly, more so than, like based on one simple story. So, that's pretty much what it is. The plot of the movie is this. Our good old chap, Sherlock Holmes, is hired by his, I think his ex-girlfriend, or a girl that got away, played by Rachel McAdams. The girl, she doesn't play Sherlock Holmes. That'd be a little weird though, but interesting. Anyways, he is hired to solve a mystery that's surrounding this curious fellow named Lord Blackwood. And Lord Blackwood is a guy that practices dark arts. He is a black magic kind of a guy. He does all these different crazy things, and he has a sinister plot to take over the world. More so just, take over London, but it's still sinister, just taking over anything, minus something small like a swimming pool. But yeah, it's still sinister. And Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson of course, need to stop him. Was that a good British accent? You know what, I liked my British accent so much, for the rest of the video, I'm going to have a British accent starting now. So, my theater experience, I went to the usual movie theater I go to, and it was actually pretty pleasant, though it was a very crowded movie, seeing as it's the day after Christmas, and people are all over the place, like, taking back Christmas presents, using their gift cards, several different things, just because the day before was Christmas. And so there was a huge bunch of people, and there was a giant line of people going to see Avatar in 3D. Thank God I saw it twice already. But the Sherlock Holmes theater was pretty crowded, to the point where I actually had to sit next to someone. Well, there was an empty seat in between me and the person I had to sit next to, but I had my coat there, so it wasn't too bad. But normally when I'm in a movie that's a huge crowd, that's when I get turned off, because I know at one point there's going to be a cell phone ringing, people are going to start talking, and that turns me off a lot of times. That's why I'm not 100% in going to midnight showings anymore. But it was actually pretty pleasant for a big crowd. Now, the film itself has its high points and its low points. The high point is obviously, definitely, Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes. He does such a great job playing this character, to the point where it's pretty amazing. Like, you'd be surprised. You'd actually think he was a British actor, because his British accent is so well done. 10 times better than the one I'm doing. And I'm not. Well, okay, I was gonna say I'm not American. I'm British, but I'm not. It would be cool if I fooled you guys right when I started making videos and just always had this British accent. That'd be kind of interesting to see if you guys actually believed me. But who knows? But he's definitely the high point. Also, the kind of buddy cop aspect of the film between him and Jude Law, who plays Dr. Watson, is always fun, always entertaining. But the down point is probably Ritchie. I've never really seen any of his movies. Leave a comment telling me a movie I should see of his. But he's kind of the low point for me, at least. I wasn't too impressed with the direction, more so than I was with the acting. It's still a really good movie though, and he pulls it off, Guy Ritchie. But at the same time, you know, maybe his style just didn't fit perfectly. So yeah. Now, one thing that really surprised me about this film was how actually accurate it is to the movie. You look at the trailer and you don't think that this is going to be very accurate, that maybe it's a more modern, new take on the character, but it's actually a lot more faithful. I was in a Boulders one day and actually started reading a Sherlock Holmes story, one of the original ones, and surprisingly it was actually quite faithful. So that's always a top notch, that's always a top thing. But kind of a really cool thing, just kind of a little surprise. A lot of people are going to be surprised at certain trailers they play before the film, which got me really geared up. For example, they played a brand new trailer for the film Inception, that the next film Christopher Nolan's doing, and it looks spectacular. It's still kind of, you know, a blur as to what the movie is actually about, so don't expect a lot of explanation, but you get to see much more in it, so that's always a plus. Now, for this film, Sherlock Holmes, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. Had a lot of fun. It seemed a lot more like a summer movie than a holiday movie, but it's still a lot of fun. Robert Downey Jr. does a great job. He deserves that Golden Globe nomination he got. And that's about it. Stay tuned, you guys, for the Sherlock Holmes parody I'm going to be doing. Hopefully I'll have it done tomorrow. If not, I'll have it later. Also, in the comments or video response, I want you guys to tell me what your New Year's revelation is. What do you want to do differently? And at the same time, like, what do you want to change about yourself? So give me some New Year's resolutions, and whoever I think does the best job at it gets a shout out. And no, you know, my influence won't help much, but hopefully it will, and you'll get some subscribers. So yeah, anyways, that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys had a really great Christmas, and I hope you guys have a happy New Year. Cheers.